If you play War Thunder, you've probably watched one of the update trailers by now. Maybe you liked it. Hell, I wouldn't know. I assume so, but... And maybe you've wandered into the world of War Thunder cinematics. A place where some of the most creative people make some of the best creations on the platform. Apart from Heatblow with the RF4E trailer, that was the best thing I've ever seen in my life. I'm going off track. So, you've seen them, but have you ever wondered, how did I get here? I have. So I dug deep into the shithole that is War Thunder and its content creation. Contacted almost all of the content creators that make, or once made, War Thunder cinematics. And here we are now. This documentary is the result. A result that should tell you the entire story of War Thunder cinematics. When War Thunder first started making trailers, which is now over 10 years ago, it wasn't gameplay. Some of the earlier trailers are animations, quite high quality to be exact. Nothing like the game. I mean, they use the models, but that's basically it. These trailers, however, got a huge amount of views, and to this day they still get a lot of views per hour. And when I say that, I mean they have tens of millions of views. If that isn't a lot, then I don't know what is. The real question is, however, how did it start? How did we get from animated trailers to, well, gameplay trailers that basically look real? But when did players start making their own? Through my hours of scrolling through YouTube, as you can't search by all this anymore, I mean, what the fuck, YouTube? I found a channel now called 711TAC, and this video. If I'm correct, this is the oldest player-created cinematic. Now, the creator posted a couple more, but after that we had silence. But, in 2013, another creator enters the scene. This time, it's Yimmy Yu, who apparently did not even play the game on his own PC, but on that of an internet cafe. Luckily, I was able to get an interview with him, even though he has since stopped uploading and doesn't like playing the game anymore. When did you start making cinematics?
When I start making a cinematic, actually my first cinematic is on another channel, but I forgot my password. So, and I gotta say, it's not good at all because of the first time. So yeah. But if you gonna say the real, like actually try to do my best, the cinematic is on my channel. I think the first, the 503, that one. That one originally we just play with my friend, just play around and testing, because that was the first time I actually working with using those the mechanic stuff. I don't know how to do it, so I just tried different things, everything working. So yeah, if you're gonna say 503 is the first. Yeah.
Alright.
But everything is speak in Chinese because back then I just play with my friend, just joke around, doing the thing, like basically just making the cinematic like the journal, just making a video like a journal. Yeah.
Yeah, no.
What on the cinema? People don't watch it.
Yeah, I mean...
Because no reason to watch it, they just want to have a fun and look in the funny stuff happening in the game. They don't care about the full cinematic, whatever the thing. And another thing is, I just average a level. My skill, my gaming, my War Thunder skill, because I only play air. I only play air RB, dogfight. My air RP skill just average. That's all. Now, if you know the Smeagol time, I don't have that level. If you know the weapon energy, I don't have that level. If you know another arcade camping, the E-Rec camping guy, that guy, the book, I know that guy. I talked to him before. I don't have that skill too. So I really want to make really high skill cinematic shot, but I don't have that level.
Yeah.
I don't have that skill. There's another reason I don't want to make. The project model, he's using the CGI a lot.
Yeah,
another thing. A different thing is he have a proper story want to tell. I don't have it. I just want to show this is my gameplay. This is my gameplay, and this is the real cool thing happening. And this is my own fighting story.
Yeah.
Just a really short 30-second.
2016 pops up, but hey, there's another cinematic. This time, it's made by Ash. Now, I have to admit to you guys one thing. Convincing Ash, it wasn't easy. But well, I wouldn't be me if I couldn't persuade at least one Aussie. But yeah, when did you start making cinematics?
I guess I've always had an interest in making them, or at least the process of making cinematics. Thing is, War Thunder's content at the time, back in 2015, there wasn't a lot of cinematic-y stuff out there. There was a bits and pieces, so but I'll give my hand at doing this. What's the worst that can happen? I've seen it happen in other game titles where people and other creators cover their game in a cinematic form, or make a movie or some sort of thing. And I was like, okay, maybe I could do something like that. So got my hand at doing that kind of thing and tried editing away, and it was just it was a bit of a mess. It's really hard to do as well, but it can be easier. Yeah, I think it was down to the tools that Gaijin gave you. Don't get me wrong, not every game had replay system like Gaijin did, but yeah, no. Cinematics in War Thunder was particularly tricky. There's so many bugs, so many features, so many just different things, and I think I started making them because there was another content creator making them, so I gave my hand at that. I can't remember his name, so.
From the cinematics that you have made so far, which one do you like the most? What's your absolute favorite cinematic?
So I've probably made about 10 of them over the 9 or so, well, 10, 12, 15 of them probably over the past 11-ish years. There's 900 and something videos on my channel, so it's hard to remember what goes on. Again, the knock-on effect of the one I sent you just before is probably my favourite in recent memory, because I made a complete mockery out of Top Gun and turned it into an Aussie sort of Kiwi adventure. That was fun. And I tried to replicate the shots in Top Gun as best as possible, with some of the scenes and some of that. It was another nightmare, but it was good fun. I look back on it laughing at that, so that's probably my favourite in recent times. One that's really sentimental to me though is the first and the last, and that one's a little one that nobody knows about. Took inspiration from another video by another content creator, and just decided to run with it because in the video I feature several actual products and things that I've got in the real world, and I just fly 262 around, so that was fun.
In all the searching that I've done, 1 year sticks out. 2018. The year that we got our first cinematic made by Pandramino. But also some lesser known channels such as Man of Culture 69. Hell, even the Scottish Koala made his first cinematic in 2018. I don't think anyone knows he ever made them, considering he is more well known for his critiques about the game and his second channel Armorcast. Now, to show that I'm not just rambling about anything, and I actually did contact everyone, almost everyone, because I couldn't contact some, they just stopped making YouTube, or I just can't get in contact with them, I was able to get an interview with one of the greatest people ever. Obviously, I mean Pandramino. In your opinion, do you think that making War Thunder cinematics is worth the time and effort and the hassle that you put into it? Or is it more of a gimmick, as in, I like making it, so it's fun for me?
Well, it is certainly, how do I say it? I really enjoyed the reception my cinematics generate, because it really feels like I'm entertaining a lot of people, and I really like that feeling, you know. In terms of like worth it as in of money, well, no, not really, because YouTube doesn't pay, especially with the short ass videos like mine that take a lot of work but are still really short. Well, you know, that's a bigger problem, that YouTube just doesn't reward short form content like that.
Well,
Except if you're just spamming shorts in,
yeah, I was
you
just
know,
gonna say,
like a
Dark
TikTok
Productions
account.
does that.
Yeah, but like you cannot do that, you know, in a with quality. You know,
Yeah,
it's
yeah, yeah.
either just spam like no effort trash, or just, you know, take months to do a single video that you know you lose money. You lose money on it. But in the end, it's something that I still really enjoy. I enjoy the process. Not only that, but it's also more of a portfolio building.
It is.
You know, since I'm working with Gaijin now, that helps me demonstrate my new abilities to them, so they can see that how much I'm worth to them in a way.
What you work with Gaijin, what do you do? Like, are you the one making the trailers, or just like, oh well, this is an idea, you guys can do the rest?
I work on a particular series that's called Moments of Valor. It's a Turkey and China video.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah, I worked on those two videos. And that's basically it. That you might find that surprising, because most people will think that I work in like a lot of more stuff, considering my time in Gaijin. But the thing is that the Turkey and China video, you know, is what most people don't see, don't know, that is just the tip of the iceberg. You know, the everything else under the water per se is there's a lot of planning, a lot of feedback that I have to get from my bosses.
Yeah, because it's not your channel, so you can't do what you want. You have to.
Yeah. I mean, they said they give me the most as much liberty as possible, but I still need to follow some like guidelines. For example, like with China was a fucking nightmare.
In general, you do think that working with Gaijin is good, and
yeah, I mean, it really I gather experience in terms of like working with a company such as them, and well, money. So yeah.
Yeah, money.
At least that.
Money.
I get paid more than YouTube, so I'm not complaining.
Yeah, no, I mean, I wouldn't. Number 6. From the cinematics that you made and are still in the make, I don't know what you are doing. What is your absolute favorite?
Well, it's gotta be the last one I made, the Air Superiority one. That one took so long, and honestly, I feel like the music choice was just right, and the fact that the vehicles that came in that update were like perfect to like make a very grandiose whole product in a way. That's why when I made that video, I knew I was inactive for a year.
Yeah, I saw
and
that.
You know,
it was quite a jump.
Yeah. So I knew I had to come back with something like big, pretty much fucking force the views out of a video because it's like so good, you know. Not rely much on the algorithm or, oh, you follow me, you watch my video. No, but like it has to be something so good that it has to be shared around. So yeah, and that really was the case, because as of today, that video is the one that has garnered as the most views in such a short amount of time.
You're going to notice something quite interesting. When you watch these interviews, I always ask the same questions. Now, it's not something a lot of people would do when some of the content creators I'll be interviewing are quite small, but it's simple. I'm giving you the most detailed analysis I can provide. We now travel 2 years further, to 2020. Suddenly, for some unknown reason, everyone really wanted to stay indoors. I think the government is behind it, not Shudder. We got our first cinematic from Error Turtle, but also no to tomatoes. It's as if War Thunder wasn't as popular as it is now. Strange.
I go by the online little Discord name as Noto Tomatoes. I'm the guy with the goofy little tomato profile picture who might go bug you from time to time, from place to place. You'll probably find me on YouTube under Noto Tomatoes or on Discord helping some people out with cinematics and whatnot. And other than that, probably some other channels I worked under some different people over the years. So, like, if you don't know me from my stuff, you'll probably know me from some other people's stuff.
Okay, well, I'm Arrow Turtle. I'm from YouTube. You might have seen maybe one of my sim videos on War Thunder, but yeah, that's pretty much who I am. I'm trying to become a fighter pilot, but we'll see how that pipeline is continuing, because college is tough.
College is tough.
It
College
is.
do be tough. When did you start making cinematics?
When did I start? Okay, so that'd probably be 3 years ago, actually, would be the beginning of my cinematic experience, I guess. The first person who got me really into it or inspired me was Ignore Advised Productions, and I can't 100% remember, but I'm pretty sure I saw one of his videos, commented, and he added me on Discord and helped out a ton. So big thanks to him. A lot of inspiration from his channel.
All right. Yeah, so why did you start making these cinematics? What was the main reason behind you making them? Is it like, should I like making them, or is it more like, guys, I want to show you off this awesome aircraft, look at it, it's beautiful?
Honestly, it looks cool. And I used to watch a lot of like DCS, their early cinematics, same with War Thunder. And they just always looked cool. I was like, you know what? I want to try something like that. I got some music in my head I'd love to put to a scene, and it just carried over from there.
In your opinion, do you think that making the cinematics themselves is worth everything that you put into it?
Oh yeah, for sure. Like, it's a good way to embrace creativity. As I said, it's a good way to launch yourself into a world full of many people who are doing something similar. So there's lots to learn from, lots of ways to grow. It's also really good career-wise, right? Like, even if you don't end up sticking with War Thunder, learning skills like writing scripts and, you know, communicating with people and being able to express yourself are just really good generally in the career world. Mm-hmm. And if you fancy yourself making films and whatnot, there's a lot of different ways to apply that nowadays.
Yeah, true. From the cinematics that you have made, which one is your absolute favorite?
Well, I like putting work into cinematics. I like the effort that goes into it. Not always a fan of the production afterwards, but I'd have to say I'm stuck between the Iwo Jima trailer I did a while back for a little War Thunder event, and a trailer I didn't even do for War Thunder. I did a trailer for Tree Ping Studios, and I'd have to say the Iwo Jima one because it was one of my more ambitious projects regarding like audio, like because audio design wise, like a lot of it, like actually no, all of it is made by me and stuff that I found. Visually, a lot of it is paced really differently from all my other films. A lot of it's got a really unique pace. It is really based off of the Battlefield 5 trailer, like the Pacific War trailer, but it still was a pretty big challenge for me.
But toilet in prison.
Yeah, exactly. That could be. You could, you know.
You could.
You could end up there, but
yeah, let's hope not.
And also, don't limit yourself to your hardware. I know hardware can limit a lot of people, but if you have something decent, even if it's a low poly cinematic, you can make the art look good.
You can always
And
play
another
around with shaders, stuff like that. To
Yeah,
make it look
you-
better, even though your graphics don't look good. It's,
exactly. And if your thumbnail and title's appealing enough, people will click on it anyway, and they'll see something cool. They'll be like, oh, they might not care too much about the graphics. And then, of course, getting this. Any software is pretty much free. There's always an alternate. Photoshop. I use Photopea. It's the exact same thing. For my editor, I used to use Shotcut, but there's a ton of free editors without watermarks that you can find.
Mhm.
They won't be as streamlined, but they'll work. So,
Or you buy.
the only... yeah, exactly.
I bought fucking Filmora.
Yeah, I use Filmora as well.
It's very good.
It works.
For what it
does work.
I like it.
It gets out. It helps get videos out quicker too, because a lot of the stuff is automated. But
I still haven't figured that out, but yes.
yeah, once you learn it, it's great. But yeah, there's a ton of free editors. There's a ton of free Photoshop, all that stuff.
As long as
the only
you
thing
buy it.
limiting yourself is you. Yeah, exactly. As long as you don't buy it, don't spend $300. But yeah, that answers that.
Exactly. How long does it take to make a cinematic on average for you?
On average, probably a week. If it's a Bleeding Dune episode, then it's probably gonna take 2-3 months, which we're trying to get that down to 1 month. But again, I'm juggling college and stuff.
College and Wolfen at the same time.
At the same time, and so yeah, I would say if you're making like a series, like where it has dialogue and characters and stuff, it'll take me about 2 months. But if I just want to make like a quick 3-minute cool action cinematic, really no dialogue, that'll take me about a week.
Yeah, no, that's perfectly acceptable time frame. Yeah, is there anything else you would like people to know? Do you have a Twitter, a Discord, an OnlyFans account? I'm just saying.
Let me not. I guess stay safe. Subscribe to the channel you're on. Subscribe to this channel.
Subscribe to my channel. God damn, that's the first one to say that.
I would do that. Subscribe right now, and if you don't, you're probably gonna die.
I mean,
so
you do have the gun pointing at everyone. So
exactly. So I might have to shoot you if you don't subscribe right now. Yeah, scroll down right now. Just look at the sub button. It's right there. Click it, and then click like, and put a comment. Put a cool comment. And if you made it here, put a comment like, I don't know, Arrow Turtle made me do this or something. So we know you're subbed. So I could check your name off the killing list.
at this point, we have gone from 2012 to 2020. So the next year should be 2021, right? Well, yes. But first, a quick word from our sponsor. This video is sponsored by me? I mean, you have to understand that this video took about a month and a half to make, so I couldn't make any other videos. So before we head into the great year of 2021, like the video, comment who you were most surprised about appearing in this video, and most importantly, subscribe if you want to see more. Without further ado, let's get back into the video. 2021 was a great year for cinematics. A lot of new creators, but also some great updates to the game which make the game obviously better. We got our first gift from Squishy Sharp, which at this point has over 70,000 subscribers and has made quite a lot of cinematics. Let's listen to what he has to say, shall we? What have you learned from your experience so far in like making cinematics, but just YouTube in general?
Well, YouTube it can be frustrating sometimes. Maybe, I had lots of problems with YouTube.
Yeah, I saw your community post. That was quite depressing.
I got hacked. I got demonetized once because after the Falklands video, I got flagged for what was it? Yeah, that I was stealing content from others, which is absurd. because everything's And after that, I got hacked before, and then got demonetized, and I had to wait 4 months to get remonetized, but they didn't remonetize me, so that is sad. So and wait, what was the question before this?
We're now in question.
What did I learn, or?
Yeah, we're now in question 4.
Well, I've learned that. Well, I started learning color grading at least. Well, and I've learned that War Thunder community is pretty not the greatest one.
I mean, it can be great, but it can also be the worst.
Yeah, I have a server full of 16, 15-year-olds.
Yeah, I saw that. In your opinion, do you think that making War Thunder cinematics is worth the hassle? Is it worth the work that you put into it? Or is it more like, I just do it for fun, it's not gonna get anywhere?
From what I've seen, I mean, I don't really know many YouTubers that do cinematics, except like Panda and the others, but I mean, my channel started as a meme video, as a meme channel, and then I started cinematics. If I started as a cinematics channel, I would probably have like 1,000 subs right now. So it's not a great thing, if you want to start like a huge YouTube channel with just cinematic videos. Look at some. I mean, some people are really talented, but they're just not getting views, which is sad.
Hornet cinematics, something like that.
In
my opinion. How long does it? I mean, did it for you more likely? Did it take you to make a cinematic on average? Does it take like a month, a week, 5 hours, 3 seconds?
Yeah. So you might know I don't use War Thunder sounds. I have to actually go on YouTube and search for the real vehicles, and then I just record them and
overlay it.
Overlay it into a video, and also the planning. It's just it's like around. The planning is like a day. It takes me like a day to plan all that. And the recording, that takes me around 2 or 3 hours with the people on my Discord, and then the whole then it depends on the editing. If I'm really motivated, then it should take me around like 1 or 2 days. And for the good morning videos, like the Iraq or Bosnia, that took me like a week, maybe even 2. Yeah.
Now, as we've established and seen, there isn't just an evolution in how many content creators make cinematics. There's also a rise in cinematography use in these cinematics. From just using the inbuilt camera movements to free camming with Xbox controllers, the list goes on. Almost every creator has made their own style by now, so you'd think that 2022 won't bring anything new to the table. You are wrong. You could not be more wrong. We got 4 more master creators that joined the field. These are Dark Productions, Hornet Cinematics, Aviation First, and Live There. Good that I got all of them in my basement. I interviewed them.
Okay, so I'm Dark Productions and I'm from Pakistan.
Well, I go by the name Hornet Cinematics. You probably know me from YouTube. I make War Thunder cinematics.
Well, I'm Aviation First, and you hopefully know me from my YouTube channel, where I do cinematic stuff.
I'm Leafdo. I make the cool, funny cinematics, the War Thunder.
So just the main reason was because I just started the YouTube stuff just for fun. I just wanted to see how far we could get, and the reason why I'm doing cinematics and stuff is because one of my friends actually he inspired me to start a YouTube channel, and he did gameplay stuff and they did well. He also told me to do the gameplay stuff, and I was like, they don't require as much effort, and I want something that requires effort and stuff to do, and that requires a lot of time and stuff.
I don't really have many tips. The only thing I would say is just if you know you enjoy the process of doing it and not just the result, go for it. There's so much to learn, and there's really yeah, that's about it.
Well, I started cinematics because I always loved like doing video editing. Back then, I was like still editing on my phone. So the first cinematic I edited on my phone, and before that, I did like stop motion videos with like Lego stuff and do whatever, do my own little films in my garden and stuff. And I was just like, oh. Okay, so this game, War Thunder, has like a replay mode, and I can put the camera everywhere I want and move it around. That's quite cool. And then I thought, okay, I'm gonna try like do something off this. So that was like what started it all. Yeah.
All right. What have you learned from your experience so far in making cinematics, but in general YouTube?
Well, obviously, the like skill-based stuff. So obviously, my cinematics now don't look the same like they did like 2-3 years ago. So like all the different recording techniques, editing techniques, my editing style has improved massively over the last couple of years. Obviously, well, you get to know how YouTube works better and better the longer you like use it to upload your stuff and try to get people to see it. And also like got to know some cool people, other content creators, and yeah. Well, most of my online presence is obviously on my YouTube channel. I do have a Twitch channel, but I don't stream that regularly. But yeah, if people want to get in touch with me a bit like closer, there's my Discord server. If you want to help making cinematics, if you've got suggestions, if you just want to be informed about future stuff that's gonna come out, I do have like a channel where I just like do announcement, do like little sneak peeks and stuff. So that's always open, and I'm happy to have you there. So yeah.
All right. Thank you. Aviation first.
No problem.
Or second or third, whatever. You should make like a second channel.
Aviation second. I don't know what I would upload there though.
I don't know, just random plane content. No, wait, because aviation is second, you should upload something else.
Oh, I should upload tanks.
Yes.
And then aviation third is my naval channel. Yeah.
Yeah. There we go. We figured it out. We're smart. Yeah. All right.
Okay, please verify that.
In your opinion, do you think that making the cinematics is worth the time and hassle that you put into it?
Yeah. I don't think I put in as much work as other people, because I just like take matches and record them instead of like getting a bunch of like people to like act out a scene. And I don't want to do that because I saw like people doing it, and I did it with them, and it looked like pain from like the people recording its point of view.
All right. How long does it take you to make a cinematic on average?
On average, I mean, I've had really short ones, like my Guadalcanal one I made in about a day. Yeah. But, like, my Gulf War one took 3 or 4 weeks. So, I don't know, on average, I'd say at least a week or 2. Maybe a little more.
But there are just some outliers there. Okay. Is there anything else you'd like people to know? Do you have a Discord? How's it called? A Twitter? Whatever.
Yeah, I do have a Discord. It's not the most organized or anything, but I do have a Discord. If anyone wishes to join, feel free. I also have an endgame squadron, which is... I'm really bad at this. Yeah, I have an endgame squadron as well. We have like 5 or 6 open slots in it.
Yeah, is there anything else you'd like people to know about yourself? Do you have a Twitter? Do you have like a Discord for your community? Do you have a subreddit? I'm just saying.
Not really. I use Twitter sometimes, but it's more on like the space side. It's called Spitter, but that's like not really a War Thunder thing. And I don't have like a Discord or a subreddit because I'm not that big yet. I might do a Discord though if I get more popular.
We now enter 2023. You'd think that we are close to the end, right? Wrong. The thing is, for some reason, people start appearing out of nowhere. With a bunch of smaller content creators starting, and even some Discord servers dedicated for cinematics opening. Before we talk about the people, let's first dive into the community. Because, well, there is a very tight one. Actually, no. It's not tight, you can join whenever you want. It's like a small village in the middle of nowhere. Everyone knows everyone. This is also one of the reasons I was able to make this documentary with so many people. Anyhow, some creators entering the scenes are names such as Thermal Films, Dojo Great, Silverbill Cinematics, and so on. Oh, and don't you think we'll be done anytime soon? I still have a very special guest.
Right, so I'm Thermal Films, that's my channel name. I run the War Thunder Cinematic server for, creators and, cinematic content and all that, and I co-host events for Frontline Events. I've been posting cinematics for about a year now on my channel. I believe started posting in August 2022. But I've been making cinematics as far back as November 2021. I just haven't released them.
Private.
Yeah.
Well, I'm Doge the Great, or people just usually call me Fiji, and yeah.
Okay, I am Silverbird Cinematics. I've made a few War Thunder cinematics, but if you know me, it's probably from my War Thunder Geographics series, either on YouTube Shorts or the video I made.
For me, I think it's I think what I've really learned is how to organize the shots, because that's the most difficult part of making any cinematic. Is I work with actors a lot on my cinematic server, and organizing the shots is a very, very challenging and oftentimes grueling process. So any experience to sort of make that more efficient or try to direct people in a certain way that's understandable is sort of a skill that I've been trying to build up over the last 2 years of me making cinematics. I've also I guess the camera angles and all that I've improved upon, but because of the sort of limitations with War Thunder Replay, I guess there's been less drastic improvement there, if that makes sense. Because I think you can really only go so far without using CGI and all that, like PJ does. Because there's just like some certain stuff that you can't do. Like a lot of the carrier shots, for example, you have to have a very specific type of, you have to have all the things aligned so that the carrier isn't jumping around, and you can have AI on the deck and all that, and there's only one catapult that sends you straight. Like, there's just a lot of stuff that just straight up doesn't work in War Thunder. So, yeah, it's the organization of people that's been the most challenging part, and I think it's the thing that I've improved very, very greatly with.
Well, I've learned a lot of things, mostly like you're doing camera trickery, how to coordinate certain actions and filming scenes, and mostly cinematographic parts like that.
Yeah. In your opinion, do you think that making War Thunder cinematics is worth it? Is it worth starting in? Is it worth doing?
Well, it is actually, it's very worth it in my opinion, because like I get to use my creativity in portraying things that I especially love, like topics I love, like such as warfare and like what, the things of the past, since that's what my channel is mostly based on.
Yeah. Which cinematic that you made is your absolute favorite?
If it were to be mine, well, it's deleted, but some people reposted it. It was the Goodbye Forever cinematic. It was the first cinematic I made that blew up and actually got me at this point. I owe a lot to it.
So how does it get deleted?
The music was copyrighted, and the distributor wasn't happy about that. If it were to be somebody else, I would definitely say I love Squishy Shibes cinematics, especially like the meme ones, mostly about like America and NATO, since they're kind of funny and they have their own little spin to it.
Or the the Afghan also quite funny.
Yeah, he's really creative when it comes to that.
Yeah, he just uses the memes as his power. Yeah. Are there any tips that you would say to people who consider going into cinematics, like camera angles or composition, something like that?
Well, the best advice I can give people is that try to be creative and think out of the box and do anything in your ability to like be different compared to others. And if you're gonna go into the business of it, I would utterly suggest that you have great patience, because trust me, it takes a lot of time and effort doing this, especially if you get actors. Sometimes they won't do things right and you have to correct them and you have to start from square one, especially the editing process. The great suggestion I give is just be patient and creative.
Well, I guess in virtual VR there's a function where it's sort of automatically creates a cinematic. And I guess I was like, this is cool. What if I edited this? So I did, and then sometime later I thought, what if I did that in War Thunder? Can you do that? And I guess that's just how I was like, can this be done? Then I did it, and it was so fun, so I continued.
Alright, what have you learned from your experience so far?
I guess that it's there's a lot of stuff, and the people who are actually really good at it, they spend an unholy amount of hours doing it, and that it's really you need to remember to have fun while doing it and not focus on entirely making the best video.
Alright, yeah. I can follow you on that one. In your opinion, do you think that making these cinematics is worth the time that you put into it, or is it more like a gimmick?
I mean, that depends on how you look at it, I guess. I mean, like, you could make a fairly low quality YouTube short and get millions of views, and then you could spend hundreds of hours on a cinematic and get like 10,000 views. So in that perspective, no. But in the perspective that it's cool as fuck, the result, and it's fun to make, then yeah, it's definitely worth it.
No, I don't I don't really use social media all that much, but yeah, I have a Discord. I guess if I could say anything else, if you're trying to get into cinematics, one thing I'd also do is talk to event server owners, because I think all of my cinematics have been event trailers.
Yeah, I think these people are always inclined to hire or...
Oh yeah, I mean, they're always hiring, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, also don't be a dick. There's some people there are a couple people, I won't say any names, right? But they come in, they see a little bit of channel growth, and then they act like a know-it-all and don't take advice from anyone else. And that's
Don't do
just the
that.
worst thing that you can really do in this community. I mean, again, it's a very talkative community, and we do talk about people, and you know, it's never good when your name, you know, comes up in the conversation, and
Depends on what kind of conversation.
sure. Oh yeah, and the first words that someone has to say about you is, "Oh, he's a dick. He thinks he knows all there is about cinematic making, or he doesn't take any advice, or he doesn't take any help or anything." That's just you know, come into the community with an open mind, ready to learn, ready to be friendly to people, friendly to friendly to actors, all that. Yeah, I guess that's all I'd have to say. You'll if you are getting into cinematic making, you'll grow and develop on your own. You'll develop your own filming style and all that. But the way you'll have any development at all is if you talk to people and really try to get an understanding for the community.
Well, if it's relating to this, I would say to people that if you want to take a risk, take it, because you don't know how far you can get by a small risk you can take. So yeah.
No, I agree with that one.
Well, I do have a Discord, which has, I don't know, it's kind of exploded. I think I've gotten 30 members, like, in 2 days or something. So, yeah, I have a Discord. And yeah, watch my War Thunder Geographic series because, haha, it's getting a shit ton of views.
Okay. Okay, buddy.
Okay, buddy.
Buddy. Alright,
Buddy.
last one. Yeah, can I use your cinematics as background footage in the documentary?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, perfect. Very
I
perfect.
thought documentary, but haha, War Thunder documentary.
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 We've entered the year of 2024, the final year. Sadly, only one person has entered the scene this year, so let's listen to him before we get into our special guest, shall we?
You probably know me from my cinematics, or I just kind of like lurk in the Egg Boys Discord server, and I will ask people to film. And my name is John. I kind of just make stuff for fun. I kind of just like the feeling of making a cinematic. There's just something about it. I don't know. I can't really. It's like a feeling. You know how like movie directors feel when their work like pays off.
Yeah,
It's kind of like that.
Yeah, no, I get the feeling. I'm not a movie director, but I get the feeling.
Yeah. And I started making them. I'm not sure if you know. This guy like stops uploading. He doesn't upload anymore, I don't think. So I've learned camera controls, lighting effects, and just basically choreography when it comes to making cinematics. Because my first cinematic used to be well, it was definitely my very first cinematic. I can say that. Very like unorganized a bit. Just random shots. It was kind of like War Thunder preset camera options, like flyby view and all that stuff. I didn't really have any idea. I just kind of did whatever I want.
Yeah.
But now it's just more organized.
All right. Which cinematic that? Oh wait, I'm skipping a question. My bad. I'm bad at counting.
No, you're good.
In your opinion, do you think that making these cinematics is worth it? Is it worth the time, or is it more like I work 2 weeks on this and it gets maybe 1 or 2 views?
No, I find it very relaxing to make the cinematics because I deal with school and I have extracurricular, So to just come home and basically unwind, just kind of relax, you know, have fun with people, and also help other people film. It's just, there's just an aspect to it that's just calm. So it definitely takes trial and error. Your first cinematic is not going to be your best. You're not going to like it at first, but as you go on, you're going to understand some of the things that'll help you get like more in depth to it. The camera is going to be better. But if I could offer like an actual tip, I would probably, if you have like a good graphics card, you can go into NVIDIA like the settings and you can tamper with the filters and you can get these cool looking filters. Like the ones you see in people's cinematics, they're not like the basic War Thunder graphics. They use their own.
Yeah.
But if you don't have a good graphics card, War Thunder has their own settings. It's post-FX settings, and you can get some pretty decent shots with that.
You've heard of his work. Well, you've seen it. Everyone who plays War Thunder has seen at least one of the videos he has worked on. Ever heard of Fly Daily? So have I. Wouldn't it be cool if I interviewed him as well? I think it would. Yeah, Fly Daily didn't want to, but his editor did! And to be frankly, that is way better. Ladies and gentlemen, I present you, Weeby.
So I'm Weeby. I'm a War Thunder creator that has been making War Thunder content since around 2013, 2014. So very long time ago now. I feel ancient. But you most likely know me from being Fly Daily's editor, working on the Dunkirk, Midway and Battle of Britain War Thunder movies that have been created over the past few years. It's been a while since the last one, but that's nor here nor there. We'll go over that one. And of course, historically, I've been uploading War Thunder gameplay and my own cinematics to my channel since that time as well.
Yeah, so your channel has videos from 2013, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of cringe though.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, they were rough back then, but that's where you start.
Yeah, you gotta start somewhere. Question number 2. When did you start making cinematics? Specifically, not just gameplay, but cinematics. Yeah.
Okay, this is a really interesting question. So the first time I remember making a cinematic, I probably dabbled with it before, but the first time I properly remember making one is this would have been, again, 2013, 2014. Gaijin ran a competition on the original War Thunder forums, the OG ones, where there would be a Golden Eagles prize pool for creating a War Thunder cinematic to I forgot Charlie Chaplin's dictator speech.
Okay.
Which you can imagine went really well because it's a copyrighted piece of speech. So everyone that entered the competition was immediately copyright striked.
Copyright striked even, not just a warning.
No copyright. Well, obviously, demonetized essentially.
Yeah, the video was just demonetized.
Yeah. But that's the first ever time I remember making a War Thunder cinematic, and probably the first time that I had a complete vision, like beginning to end, produced, shot, all through the cinematic replay editor.
Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna ask why did you start it, but I see that the incentive was Golden Eagles.
Yeah, the incentive is always money.
Well, in this case, in-game money.
In-game money, yes.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not necessarily where that love of making cinematics came from.
Yeah, I didn't think it is either, but...
I originally started making cinematics in real life, so I did things with a video camera to start with, stuff that never really made it onto the internet that I just enjoyed for my own personal use when I was younger. But also I did Battlefield 3 cinematics, Bad Company 2 cinematics very early on, Colin McRae Dirt, so racing game cinematics. So it was one of those things where I've always had a very keen eye for cinematography, but also making that come to life in a virtual and digital realm was something that excited me, because ultimately we don't have access to £30,000 red cameras on a dime. We don't have the ability to have £5,000 DJI drones and be able to pull off all these amazing cinematic shots. But in a virtual world, it's different. So that's what really gained my interest for it.
Yeah, in a virtual world, any perspective is doable as long as the engine allows it.
Exactly, yeah. Yes. The best suggestion I can have for those people is, one, watch how cinematic shots are filmed in actual movies. When I was doing Dunkirk, the amount of research that I did watching how the shots were produced in the actual Dunkirk film by Christopher Nolan was massive. I tried to get as much as I could, much information, even down to even simple things like the color grading, how to make that feel like you're there. Because even though a lot of films use oversaturated colors and stuff like that, and that's the best thing that I can say not to do, is oversaturate your colors. Because what happens is it becomes non-believable, effectively. The way that cinematics are best shot is done from an artistic standpoint. So things like World War II movies that are shot in a modern, in cinema today, you'll notice have a green and blue hue to them. Mainly because that's what represents vintage or dated in our minds. Our minds are quite color focused, whereas if you have it as a brighter, more cleaner look, that would be suitable for something that is maybe set in a more modern theatre of war. I think really, yeah, I've got Twitter. Normally my handles are at Liam D. Freeman on Twitter and Instagram, but that's mainly because that's my car and real life content that's on there. I've only just come back to my actual YouTube channel like last year, so I haven't got a Discord, I haven't got social medias for my YouTube channel name or anything like that. I've kind of got a blend between the two these days. So yeah, you're more than welcome to follow me on those channels. Just expect a lot of Porsche and BMW content, because that's pretty much the only thing I post on them.
Now this is not an aircraft.
The only other thing that really you could do is, if you want IRL Warbird content, is I also run Fly Daily's Facebook page for him. So I produce all of the content on there. All the social media stuff. I know, imposter. I know it's not the real Fly Daily.
all of the Facebook moms and dads and what?
Yeah, I know. That's just because that's a project that me and him have been working on outside of the YouTube sphere. We wanted to kind of turn his brand on Facebook into a IRL brand rather than specifically focused on War Thunder. Just so that we've got a little bit of wiggle room to play with, if that makes sense. So yeah, that's the other thing you can go and follow if you want to see IRL footage that's been shot by.
I mean, especially if you have been making content on the game for 10 years.
Yeah, exactly. I think both me and him needed
wiggle
that,
room.
Yeah, we sat down and thought, should we do something that's not War Thunder? I thought, yeah, that's probably a good idea.
So, new channel idea.
Exactly, yeah.
Not War Thunder. I mean,
not War Thunder, but still military related, because it's not too far derived.
I mean, it's still the same niche, just not the same. It's still playing sports, but not the same.
Yeah, it's just a different sport.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's what I was trying to...
I suppose it would be the same as, yes, it's motorsports, but it's F1 versus NASCAR.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
one drives fast and the other one drives in circles.
Exactly. But yeah, that's pretty much me, really. Obviously, the YouTube channel as well. That's going very well since returning, so big stuff coming to that soon. But yeah, outside of that, it's just the normal channels, really.
Together, we've gone through over 10 years worth of videos. We've interviewed so many people that I now think I'm an introvert no more. Just kidding, I haven't left my room in 3 months. Anyways, keep an eye on the channel. I'll be releasing the interviews of names as Ash, Dark Productions and Pandrometer, but also Squishershipe and Weeby. I'd say subscribe. This way you'll be notified when I release an interview. Comment down below who you think was the most surprising appearance, and for those still watching, until we meet again.